decisions made in the split of a second. And pain endured for the length of a day. And at the finish, they're either toasting victory or getting set to do it all over again next week. It's auto racing, the way we do it on the Miller team.
Goodyear AquaTread revolutionized wet traction design. Now Goodyear introduces the first tire with a lifetime tread life warranty. The new all-season InfiniTread. Its tread is guaranteed for as long as you own your car. Call 1-800-GOODYEAR.
Right now, get a $40 introductory manufacturer's rebate from Goodyear when you buy 4 InfiniTread radials, Goodyear's longest-wearing passenger tire. That's $40 on 4 Goodyear InfiniTread. But hurry, this Goodyear offer ends soon.
The new Ford Taurus has people talking. Car and Driver noted it's wider, longer, and taller than before. Edward Armand says,
I'm amazed at its size. It's actually bigger than it looks.
Automobile Magazine calls it maybe the best family car ever made. And Maria Stylo adds,
I love it. I've never gotten so many compliments.
the new Ford Taurus. Now with $600 cash back, Taurus starts at just $17,945 or get 2.9% APR financing. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Welcome back to Michigan International Speedway, where the inaugural running of the US 500 continues. Bob Varsha along with Scott Goodyear. A tremendous crash brought out a red flag before the race ever got underway. But backup cars were brought out of the garages, the field reformed, and the race is now running once again. We've had plenty of lead changes, lots of action, new pit rules. Due to time constraints, we'll pick up the action later in the event when we return to Michigan International Speedway for more of the US 500.
Their race is not political. It isn't between teams or cars or sponsors. Their race has nothing to do with tradition, history, and TV ratings. It isn't decided in headlines or boardrooms. It is a race that only they can create, and it cannot go on without them. It is 500 miles that won't even exist until the first of these men crosses the finish line. For this is a contest between men, the best in their sport, and it is defined by speed, time, and distance, not the place, not the track. It is a race between their fears and their dreams, and that race belongs to no one but them.
I came over here from Italy when I was 15 years old. And I've lived here ever since. This is my home. This is where it all started. So when we built this house, I wanted the best of everything. Why is this home important to me? Hey, when your business is to go fast, you really appreciate a place where you can slow down.
Marvin Windows and Doors. Made to order. Made for you.
Sportscenter has been so huge over the years. All kinds of spin-offs have been created. There's been Sportscenter, the Saturday morning cartoon.
Hi, I'm Keith Olbermann.
Hi, I'm Dan Patrick. Welcome to the big show.
Sportscenter, the concept album, and who could forget Sportscenter, the movie.
Dan, but I'm not like the other sportscasters. You make me feel in fuego.
Billy!
Hi again, everybody. Brett Haber back in the ESPN studios. We remain in that red flag condition at the US 500. We are going to get you back out to the race in just a couple of minutes, but this gives us an opportunity to catch you up to date on the other big race. There are now 2 big races on Memorial Day weekend. Of course, the Indy 500 taken over by the IRL. It is about 3/4 complete even as we speak, and we check the leaderboard once again, and still Roberto Guerrero leading the race. 150 laps are in the books. Davy Jones is in second. Buddy Lazier in third through 150 laps, 8 cautions. 15 racers are out, and that includes the pole sitter, Tony Stewart, who blew a pop-off valve early in the race. He was leading at one point and then had to exit stage left. We have talked about the schism that is auto racing at this moment in time. Outside the lines, we'll cover that very topic coming up shortly. It is entitled 500 Miles Apart, a look at the war between the IRL and IndyCar, coming your way Wednesday if there is a Game 6 in hockey, perhaps Thursday or Friday if there is no Game 6. For now, that'll do it for us in the studio. We'll send it back out to Bob Varsha at MIS.
Back live at Michigan moments ago, the PA announcer announced drivers to your cars. It was met with a round of applause from the huge crowd gathered to watch the likes of Robbie Gordon right there and the rest of this field get underway in the inaugural running of the US 500. After a titanic crash coming down to the green flag, the race was red flagged, and we are now barely 5 minutes from the order to restart the engines. As you look down from our Honda Helicam, the weather continues to improve. We still have virtually total cloud cover, but the air is warming, and it should be a great race once we get it underway. The field is forming up. I don't see any cars missing from the grid right now, but that's purely unofficial as work continues in Adrian Fernandez's pit. Andre Ribeiro also still being worked on, while the rest of the cars are pushed out to the 3x3 starting positions.
You know, Bob, we talk about the mindset of the drivers, and I've been through this sort of program before where you're waiting either on a rain delay or what have you. You always play games with yourself and get yourself worked back up to the start. The key thing that's impressive here is that all the mechanics up and down pit road have been thrown into literally the deep end, changing parts on cars, taking cars off of spare cars to put onto the primary car, getting the backup car out. It's really amazing to see what the mechanics have done here in a short space of about half an hour.
So look at Greg Moore, one of the drivers in this field, many drivers in this field, who picked up a lot of speed from qualifying 2 weeks ago to final practice yesterday. He picked up about 8 miles per hour. The field virtually all well up in the 220s. Work continues on several of the cars. Now we have unofficial word that Adrian Fernandez might not return for the restart. Meanwhile, let's get down to James Allen in the pit lane.
Well, Bob, this race is always a race of tough reliability, a high attrition rate in this race. And of course, everyone starts out with new cars, new chassis, and as much as possible, brand new uprights, suspensions and gearboxes. But what, of course, a lot of people haven't got is new equipment in their spare cars. And a lot of people today are going to be restarting this race with old equipment. So we have to hope that the reliability problems don't strike them. Good job.
Down to Jan Beekes.
Thanks, Bob. One of the interesting scenes we just saw right next to Greg Moore, who you saw a picture of a moment ago, was Parker Johnstone now giving the thumbs up. He went across, high-fived all of his crew. They wheeled the car back, and he was super excited. Of course, Parker's always excited, but even more so than usual. He was so impressed. They got this car ready, and we saw just behind us moments ago, Gilles de Ferran's car was wheeled behind us. Looks like he will get onto his grid spot in time. So, just like you said up top, these guys, the mechanics in particular, have done a great job.
Absolutely. They labor so long and hard, and now it appears they have the field substantially back in place. A hole in the middle of that row alongside Robbie Gordon. Roberto Moreno, there you see him. Mark Blundell's car on the outside. We'll be back to reassess. Andre Ribeiro has made it back to the grid as well.
Once again, Montgomery Ward crushes the competition. This Memorial Day weekend, it's all on sale. All electronics, appliances, furniture, and mattresses. All diamonds and watches, tees, tanks, shorts, and more. Plus, all tires are on sale. Plus, ask for 0 interest on all electronics, $2.99 and up. Whirlpool, Maytag, and GE appliances, $3.99 and up. And all furniture and premium mattress sets, $4.99 and up. So get into Montgomery Ward today, while there's still some competition to crush.
The Ford dealers want to sell 4,000 cars and trucks, and they want to do it by Monday. You tell me who's got the advantage.
It's the Ford Slam Dunk. 4 days to lock down a 1.9 APR on a new 96 Ford. Go ahead. Take your best shot at the one you want. You can't lose with 1.9. That's right. If you hustle, you'll score a 1.9 or $1,000 cash back. This Memorial Day weekend, the ball's in your court. But it's all over on Monday, so hurry.
To Michigan International Speedway, where the inaugural running of the US 500 continues. Bob Varsha along with Scott Goodyear. A tremendous crash brought out a red flag before the race. If you want to know everything that goes on this Memorial Day weekend in motorsports, check out RPM tonight at a special time this evening, 12 a.m. Eastern Time. That'll be midnight Eastern for highlights of this US 500, the Indy 500, and the Coca-Cola 600 as well. Kenny Mayne and the gang will have all of it for you on RPM tonight at midnight Eastern. Back live at Michigan. There you see the car without the bodywork. That's Adrian Fernandez's machine, the only car not to make the regrid. See the front right tire off the ground as they wheel it out.
Yeah, Yeah, I would say they still have some work to do to that car up in the pit lane, but they're going to get up and get working on it and hopefully get everything together. As we see Adrian Fernandez sitting there and going through his mind, I'm sure.
Marty Reed is down there as the cars roll off.
And very disappointed Adrian Fernandez. Are you guys going to be able to get back into this?
It's going to be hard. You know, the guys have done a terrific job, but there was not enough time, and my car was the last to be being picked up, so we just didn't have enough time. We didn't know exactly what was the damage, and we took some pieces from the spare car into the other one, and then we realized we couldn't make it. So then we came back to the spare car, and we don't have enough time, so it's just going to be hard. So
you got any confidence in the spare car you're getting in?
Yeah, I do. I have confidence in my guys, but there is no time now. So I mean, I just have to start whenever they finish and go into the race.
Adrian Fernandez, very disappointed, guys.
Wow, what a run of luck for Adrian Fernandez. A year ago, racing for Rick Gallis, he nearly won. He was in contention for victory at the Marlboro 500, but had to avoid a pit stop, go out through the pit lane, make another lap. He fell back and finished third. He has not had a great career here at Michigan, but he will be back. We anticipate a green flag momentarily. We'll take a quick timeout and return for more live from Michigan. Get ready for the start of the US 500.
To get the most out of this IndyCar, Patrick Racing put Scott Pruitt behind the wheel. They built a team that could get it in and out of the pits in the blink of an eye. And they chose a battery they can depend on to get it started. The Duralast battery from AutoZone. The same Duralast you can depend on to start your car. So don't settle for anything less. The Duralast battery. Power you can depend on.
When the Hendrick team switched to Quaker State this year, I was talking with my crew chief about it, and he said they ran through all these tests, and the stuff beats all their standards. So I said, but don't forget, we won 8 races with last year's oil. And he said, yeah, but don't you forget, we also lost 24. Tough crowd. Thank God.
Quaker State exceeds the highest standards for engine protection. Look for the Quaker State 360 rebate during National Car Care Days, plus additional savings from these manufacturers at participating retailers.
Engine technology non-stop for over 40 years. We do, however, occasionally slow down for a few seconds.
Oh, Bill, did I tell you what Patty said that Rachel heard about what Mark said about Patty? Well, Bill, are you listening? Anyway, Patty ran into Rachel, who had run into Mark at a party. So, according to Bill, are you listening to me or to the game?
5 ticks left on the clock. Missiles down by 1. Just a reminder, this game brought to you by Miller Lite. When you've got the great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite, life is good. Smith inbounds to Wakeman through the paint. Tomahawk jam. Yes!
Back live at Michigan, you ride with Bobby Rahal as the field reassembles for our second attempt to start the inaugural running of the US 500 about 60 minutes after the original start was aborted due to a heavy crash. The cars, with the exception of Adrian Fernandez, are now back out on the racetrack. Several drivers in backup cars. With that, let's take another look at our Miller starting grid in anticipation of a green flag here at Michigan. Reassembled the front row of Jimmy Vasser and Brian Herta. Adrian Fernandez is out for the moment, but as you may have heard a few moments ago, he intends to get back into the race. Row 2, Alex Zanardi of Italy. Al Unser Jr., holder of the fastest ever 500-mile race, a lap speed of 189.7 miles an hour. And Andre Ribeiro, the winner in Rio earlier this year. Paul Tracy, Emerson Fittipaldi, and Scott Pruitt make up row 3. On row 4, Raul Guesel, Michael Andretti, and Christian Fittipaldi. Andretti, a 2-time winner here at Michigan in 500-mile competition. Back on row number 5, Gilles de Ferran, Mauricio Gugelmin, and Bobby Rahal. On on row number 6, Parker Johnstone, Greg Moore, and Eddie Lawson, the 4-time World 500cc motorcycle road racing champion.